Greetings, ladies and gentlefishy, and welcome to another World of Tanks video. And so my apologies, I'm going to be talking relatively quietly in this one, which might be frustrating for you, but we've had an interesting time trying to get the little one off to sleep for her nap. Unfortunately, I haven't really been able to record a video lately because it's just been a continual chain of getting ill. I blame the little one, including getting the dreaded lurgy of all things. Yes, we had COVID and it was deeply anticlimactic. Symptom-wise, it was a cold and not even an especially bad one at that. Anyway, what it does mean is that my voice has been out of commission quite a lot of late. And even as I record this, it's half-term here in jolly old Blighty. Anna is home all week rather than being at nursery here or there, and she's managed to bring home yet another little section of plague. No, it's not COVID this time, it's just a cold. But it means that as I record this, my voice is not in a very happy place. So, I'm going to record, oh I can't even English today, I'm going to record this video, and then probably retire to my painting desk. I lie, I don't have a painting desk. I have, you know, the kitchen table, and that's about it. But the point is, I'm probably going to do something that doesn't involve using my voice. So we shall see. Anyway, a couple of games for you today, courtesy of wolfy, and we are kicking off proceedings in a machine that I remember a lot of fuss being made when it was introduced to the game. And I'm certainly not saying it's a bad tank, but it doesn't seem to have had quite the impact, I don't think, that some people would have had you believe with their claims of Soviet bias when it was first introduced. This is the Object 705 Tier 9 Soviet heavy tank. This is essentially a side scraper extraordinaire, that's the idea. wolfy here, there's two guns on this thing, I should point out, for anyone who doesn't know. I believe there's a 122mm, which is kind of your pretty standard Soviet 122mm at the higher tiers, like 440 alpha, somewhere in the 250 pen kind of range. wolfy here is using the 130mm, which is it's basically the IS-7 gun. 490 alpha, 250 pen with AP. That goes up to about 300 if you're willing to dab that 2 key for the APCR. This IS-7 is in a bit of a bad spot, but as you can see here, wolfy is just using good old-fashioned AP, along with knowing where to shoot people. Lower front plate is usually a pretty good bet. In a tier 10 match here, so although the armour on the Object 705 is good, it's not as if we're going to see a top tier heavy tank just blend tier 7s. He's going to be shooting higher tier people. There are no tier 8s in this match. Hi Artie. There are no tier 8s in this match. Yeah. Hi Artie again. It is tier 9s and 10s only. So, some frustrating shots there from the enemy SPGs, though. I mean, what can you expect, frankly? wolfy going for a little bit of a plucky shot there, trying to see if he can deal with one of those, just trying to judge likely spots for them to be hiding in, plus, you know, where he got hit from and whatnot. I should probably point out at this juncture, if you have a look at the minimap, the 9 and 0 lines are gone for his team. Back at the friendly base, there's a couple of tank destroyers, notably a Grilla and a Slitzvang that can be holding the line, I suppose, but frankly, that's going to be an interesting time. This is a bit of a chancy shot, and it doesn't work, even with the high explosive. I mean, the turret on the Object 705 is pretty good, especially frontally, so even HE, I think, is optimistic. Going for the HE round, though, they're just below, or just above, sorry, I should say, the tracks, give or take. Seeing if he can do some damage there. The armour is often thinner down there, although with Soviet heavies you do often have to be a little bit careful of the mountains of spaced armour that reside in that location. But the benefit can be from shots like that, of course, that as well as annoying your opponent by doing some whittle damage, you tend to also track them, do module damage and just generally get on people's nerves. Although you have to be a little bit careful in your Soviet heavies because, oh, that almost went into the back of the IS-7. Because, oh, hello Jagdpanzer. They don't tend to carry vast quantities of ammunition, and that's rather optimistic 50 TP, I suppose. He's being somewhat incautious. Ooh, that's a sneaky shot. Oh, it didn't penetrate. That would have been an interesting one. Going for the lower front plate there on the Jagdpanzer. The problem is, of course, that there's a gun on this IS-7 wreck that's just poking out and being vaguely irritating. Going from the weak spot there on the top of the Jagdpanzer. Lovely shot there. 481 damage. Trying to be a little bit cautious about this Centurion. 7... Was it a Centurion? No, it's the AMX. So there was a Centurion as well. Don't really want to get shot by these guys on the flank. Oh, that was a dicey shot. Heavily angled upper front plate there on the AMX 30B. That, you know, it was just one of those things. He took the shot when he could. The problem is with the reload on these guns, you want to be careful because you're not necessarily going to get another shot. Having to abandon that position because he's been outflanked, would have been really nice to get that hit on the Jagdpanzer. And it's a shame that he had to abandon that position because using the IS-7 hull for cover, as it's a similar height here to the Object 705, was actually a really nice position for him to be using, and he's just waiting for the 50 TP to get careless. Oh no! Shot went wide, and I think, if I'm honest, Wolfwin there was a little delayed on the trigger, but anyway. The other thing I noticed about the Object 705 here is it has 2200 hit points at tier 9, which is quite a good slab. Anyway, regardless. Although he's been fighting tier 10s and he does have a small stock of APCR here, you'll notice Wolfwin hasn't actually been using it. He's just been relying on the old-fashioned skill of aiming. God bless that skill. So, seeing if you can pick out a shot here on the 50 TP. He's got some detritus to side scrape around. Lovely shot there into the cupola on the top of the 50 TP. And it looks like, actually, the friendly team here is managing to pull this one, possibly. That Centurion tries to deal with Wolfwin, but gets absolutely wrecked for his trouble. Let's be honest, there's a Grilla down there, there's a Slitzwang down there, there's a flanking Progetto, and is that an Object 268? Yes, it is. That's the sort of tank destroyer player you like to see. Your team's winning, so they don't sit at the back, gently massaging themselves. They get a move on, get stuck in, and you find them flanking round your opponent. Oh, I think that's wonderful. And as I say that, the friendly team is really putting the kibosh on this one. Jagdpanzer around the corner somewhere, and with the alpha damage on that thing, Wolfwin is very much in potential one-shot range for that guy, so he doesn't want to completely come blundering round the corner. There he is looking this way. Oh dear, brown trouser moment. Lower front plate, lower front plate. Oh, Jagdpanzer puts a shot in. It's heat, so that thing has about 50,000 penetration. 932 though is a low damage roll, does set Wolfwin on fire. Wolfwin penetrates the guy's lower front plate and actually manages to claim the kill. That just leaves the enemy GWE 100, who's probably wishing he'd, I don't know, gone somewhere else. Not that you can really do much in that thing. It is, you're not going to get a shot from here. Wolfwin, he's behind a hillock. Kill's probably going to go to a Leopard or something. Oh, it was the artillery in the end in the T-92. There we go. That was the first match in a tank that, well, people don't send me many replays in this thing, so let's show one, and see how it does. So let's have a look at those post-game stats. So that was actually enough for an ace tanker there. I mean, it looked like a good game, but it didn't look like a stunning game. But remember, the nice thing about not being top tier is you get a multiplier to your XP that's greater than 1 for shooting higher tier tanks, which is always nice. So you don't actually have to do as much to get more XP, because you're doing it against tougher opponents, essentially. Anyway, ace tanker, spotter of all things, hand of God, sure, duelist, fire for effect. Just a nice solid result there, and a pleasure to show. As we can see, Wolfwin there finishing at the top of his team by XP, fairly handily. Progetto had a decent game as well, as did a couple of others. It's nice to see that suitably aggressive Object 268 doing reasonably well. If we order the team by XP, that 268, he finished in the top half, there or thereabouts, so fair play to him. Probably camped for the first chunk of the game, I would imagine, before closing in. And an artillery piece in second place, well, I never. And just across the board, the friendly team ended up being just that little bit better than the enemy team, generally speaking. It's just one of those games, really. 19 shots fired, 15 hits, 8 penetrations, bearing in mind Wolfwin spent a lot of that game shooting higher tier tanks. Soviet heavy tank guns are not renowned for their accuracy, despite what some people might have you believe, and he wasn't spamming the gold, so he actually had to aim for weak spots. Who'd have thunk? Go figure. I'm being a little facetious, but there we go. 3,500 damage is a nice result there. 7 hits received, 2 penetrated, although one of those was from a Jagdpanzer E100. Those things hurt. 4 non-penetrations, 5 splash, because thank you very much, artillery. 1,710 damage blocked by his armour. 1 enemy vehicle spotted, because of course. 4 enemy vehicles damaged, 2 destroyed, 2.7k assistance damage, which is not what you typically expect from your Soviet heavies, but then again, when you're in the thick of the fighting, you don't need that big a view range to be spotting people, because you're right in their face. Credit-wise, personal reserves running at the time, so with a premium account, that was a 62,500 credit profit, but nice to see that it would have been a 40,000 credit profit even without a premium account, so there's that. In fact, even without the personal reserves and without a premium account, that still would have been a profit. Hurrah! And a reasonable amount of experience going on at the time because of reserves and whatnot. So that's game number 1 for you, in a machine that, like I said, I don't think I see very much of, so I thought it was time to show it. Replay number 2 is going to be a slightly different kettle of fish. Game number 2 then, and this is Wolfwin once again. We're down here at tier 6. He is in his T-37, the American light tank. The tank that I will never get on with because it replaced my beloved Chaffee. But Chip, the Chaffee's still in the game. It's not the same. It has the same name, but it looks different and it behaves different, and therefore it is different. If you came home one day and you found your significant other looked completely different, behaved completely different, but had the same name, would you be fine with that, or would you think something fishy was going on? Exactly. Anyway, my rambling aside, this is, like I said, Wolfwin. Now we're in a tier 7 match. Oh dear. Either I didn't see it or Wolfwin isn't running Sixth Sense with this crew. Oof. Oh, good lord, that's not a great way to start a game, is it? Anyway, we're in a tier 7 match here on El Haluf. Now, El Haluf is one of those maps that I have actually had some pretty darn good games in. And do I like this map? I think I do. Wolfwin here, in his T-37, has come up to Zebush. Now, for anyone who's not had the joy of using Zebush, you might notice that it's up here and it looks a little bit exposed, so the idea here, you can use other bushes, as you can see Wolfwin doing, but the idea here is to use the bushes up here to spot people, because, you know, light tank, that's a risky shot. Well, I'm pretty sure if Wolfwin had been spotted, he would have been deleted by now. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yes, you get into these bushes, you spot out the peoples, and you hope you don't get spotted, because as you can appreciate, you're a little exposed, although you can pull down behind the bridge. It can be a very profitable location to come to. In this particular instance, all it's done is cost Wolfwin over half his health. And that's oof. Wolfwin is living life dangerously here. Pucker up, jeez Louise. Anyway, scoreline is 0-1. I mean, essentially the two teams have the same amount of hit points, but the friendly setter got himself out-dueled by literally any light tank in the game, because the DPM on that machine is horrendous. Although, yeah, no, it was AMX 1357 that eventually got the kill. The fact that those two are the same tier is frankly laughable. Anyway, Wolfwin is rewarded for his rampant aggression and chance taking by a kill there on the AMX 12T, and the friendly Sherman, who is called Sir Lion of Beef. Sure. Manages to take out that AMX 1357 and get rid of that very, very dangerous French light tank. Not only are those things dangerous, but they are, but because they're one of those tanks that hasn't always been for sale. It's a premium tank for anyone who isn't aware, but it's not one that you could always get your hands on. It was around at limited times. It's been around for a little while, but the long and the short of it is, in my experience, somebody driving an AMX 1357 isn't too shabby at the whole Tinky Tonks thing. So, what you tend to find is it is a dangerous machine in the hands of an experienced person. And that's an unpleasant combination, I don't care who you are. Anyway, friendly Keem. I just had lunch, why am I thinking of Keema? Anyway, friendly team has managed to get themselves, well, they were ahead, but now they're very much on the back foot here. It's 4-3 in the enemy team's favour, but the friendly team is also essentially down. Let's call it 2,000 hit points, roughly. This is not a great position to be in. Now, the reason I wanted to show you this game is firstly because I haven't shown a T-37 replay in ages, secondly because I like light tank games. I just do. Hello, Mr. AMX. Oh, is Wolfwin going to go for a chancy shot here? Now, that's actually potentially a very clever shot. He took the shot when the AMX was behind a bush, so the AMX was very unlikely to spot him. Now, the thing is, at that sort of distance, with the AMX's view range, I wouldn't expect the AMX to be the one spotting Wolfwin anyway. I would expect it to be someone else. So, that's one of those shots that has the potential to be very clever in the right situation, but in that particular situation, if it was intentional on Wolfwin's part, I'm not necessarily sure I would recommend. It's those guys who are going to be more of an issue, potentially. Like the Sherman and the IKV and all that good stuff. Oh, good lord. See your pants time. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yes, the reason I wanted to include this replay, apart from all the other reasons I've listed, is this one rather comes down to the wire. So, we're in for the long haul, ladies and gents. I hope you've got a brew ready. Maybe some crumpets. Had some cinnamon rolls the other day, which are rather nice. Cinnamon rolls? Cinnamon? I can't remember what they're called. They're very nice. Oh, and this morning, I had Bailey's in my coffee. It was great. Part of a Valentine's Day present from Loki, so everyone collectively can go, aww. And she picked up a coffee machine as well, so she's going back to her roots and doing a bit of her baristering thing. Anyway, the reason I'm rabbiting on like a nutter, well, that's a bit of an exaggeration. Anyway, I'm waffling, is the point. Is because not a huge amount is actually happening at the moment. There's a KV2 on the enemy team who's trying his luck and has the view range of a blind, paraplegic gnome, and so Wolfwin is taking advantage of that. Oh, and is able to pick up the kill. That's nicely done. 2 kills on the board for him. Hello AMX, how are you today? You are on 97 hit points, which means you can be killed like that. Kill number 3. And suddenly the friendly team isn't looking like the fecal matter is piled quite so high as it once was, although they're definitely not out of the toilet yet. Super Hellcat is kind of behind Wolfwin, and he could probably sneak a shot over toward the guy there like this. Oh, lovely shot for his 4th kill. Only just over 1,000 damage done, but just being able to hoover up those low hit point tanks is very valuable. Each one of those 4 kills is a gun removed from the game. Now, coming over here to another bush, and Wolfwin's gonna try his luck. Is he gonna try his luck? Maybe. Gonna try his luck. See if he can spot things. No. Yes. Making up his mind. Maybe. We don't know. Can you repeat the question? Come on. Okay, no, we're not going to worry about albinos. We're just going to go for it. Fine, sure. So, last spotted, there was a VK3601H over here and a T3485. Both of which could be bad news for Wolfwin. Let's be honest, in a straight-out fight, light tanks are not over-endowed with firepower and armour and things like that. So generally speaking, oh dear. Oof. In a straight-out fight, light tanks do not tend to do super-duper well. Oh, pucker up. Jeez Louise, this is one of those games, isn't it? I think Wolfwin accidentally loaded a different shell there. I could probably get this guy, you know. He'd get spotted for it, but... oh, that was some hair-raising trigger discipline there. And to be fair, it got the guy killed by Vader. So... loving the name for the Super Hellcat. I know you get a lot of Vaders, but still makes me smile. Regardless, that was some trigger discipline. Interestingly, some trigger discipline at a time when I think I would have just gone for it. And earlier on, Wolfwin went for it, where I think I would have tried to exercise some discipline on my itchy finger, but there we go. As it is, the friendly team has actually managed to pick up a few kills there, and... oh, artillery! The scoreline is now 9-6, and the friendly team have a bit of a hit point lead. Now, all we need to make sure, ladies and gents, is that we don't hold down the W key and throw this away. What? T-3485 spotted. Lovely shot there, probably from that Super Hellcat. If he can spot that guy again... I mean, the Super Hellcat could probably blind fire the bush. Oh, artillery's having a go as well. That's fair. It's getting tense again. There goes the KV2. Like, friendly Super Hellcat's on no health. The stiff breeze would kill him. Can't blame him for hanging back a little bit. Ooh, there's the T-3485 just as another friendly KV2 dies. And suddenly the scoreline is 9-8. Ooh, that T-3485 is having a bad day. Come on, artillery. You're an M44. You reload in like 2.5 seconds, right? Oh no, the KV3 just got outflanked by a tank destroyer of all things, and he is done. Oh dear, the scoreline is level, and the friendly team are now down 700 hit points. Did anyone mention anything about just holding down the W key and dying a minute or two ago? No? Oh, okay. Okay, must be my imagination then. Anyway, sometimes this game is incredibly predictable, and oh, hello. Yeah, Wolfwin was spotted. He's definitely not running Sixth Sense here. Oh, dear. Thankfully, that VK... well, I say thankfully. That VK was using the small gun. Is that a good thing or not? With the big gun, he may not have reloaded in time to shoot Wolfwin at all. I don't know. I'll let you make up your own mind there. But, it's information. The VK is using one of the small guns, one of the 75mm guns that that tank gets. I used to use the 88mm gun. Slightly low penetration, I know, but I liked the 220 Alpha that it had at the time. I think it still does. I'm sure someone in the comments will correct me if I am mistaken. That's how the internet works at the end of the day. IKV is over there. Wolfwin has quite rightly decided that with a VK of all things outspotting his T-37, he doesn't want any of that, which is entirely reasonable. And oh, hello, heavy tank number 6. Are you going to expose yourself? Mwah. No, maybe. Ooh, he can't quite make up his mind. So Wolfwin is trying to use bushes and concealment to his advantage. He's in a light tank at the end of the day, and he has 52 hit points. There's heavy tank number 6 again. Can't get the gun elevation, even if he could draw a bead on him, which he can't, although if the heavy tank keeps reversing... ooh, hello. What a delicious, tasty posterior. Come on, Wolfwin. Come on. Come on. The Galaxy Railways. The M44 gets the kill. There were some great names in these games. Okay, fine. Heavy tank number 6 is dead. Maybe he'll respawn into heavy tank number 7. Who knows? Anyway, the friendly team are 2 kills up. Hurrah! The friendly team are also about 200 hit points up. Hurrah! There's 2.5 minutes left on the game. Okay. Fine. It's like that, is it? So, Wolfwin is still not YOLOing forward because, well, we know there's a camping VK, there's probably a camping IKV, there's 2 artillery pieces, and Wolfwin would die to fart in his general direction, so it's entirely understandable. At the same time, there's the IKV, and time is a ticking, so Wolfwin's probably going to have to get a wiggle on at some point. Friendly Super Let me try that again, shall I? Friendly Super Hellcat has decided that now is the time for Vader to come forth. That never gets old. And he's rushed down with all 16 of his hit points. Like, you could put these 2 together and they still don't have 100 hit points. It's quite entertaining. He's going around the flank of this enemy IKV, and with any luck, the 2 tank destroyers will, oh dear, be able to kill him. Well, the IKV has dealt with Mr. Cool 999 in his 88, and this might become a problem. That IKV is on 5 kills. Should probably be a little bit cautious when approaching that individual. There's a very good chance Wolfwin is potentially coming into a crossfire here if that VK is still over to the left. And hello IKV, how are you today? Now, those Swedish tank destroyers have appalling view range on the move, but he is also very, very close. So, be very quiet. We're hunting Swedes. Bye. Kill number 5. VK has actually moved. Oh, and there's the artillery. Okay. 1. Ha, ha, ha. He's fired. Oh no, that shot missed. He's gone low. Come on, Wolfwing, come on. Don't let him get away. Don't let the scumbag escape. Oh, and, you know, try not to lose it for you. No, he's gone behind a thing. Get him. Get him. Get him. Oh, 30 seconds left. Ah. VK goes down to the Scorpion. Shot there on the GW Panther. Come on, 18 seconds. That one hits. Just kill this guy. Artie gets the kill. That just leaves this one-shot M44 with 10 seconds left. Where is he? We just don't know. Oh, this looks bad. But wait, plot twist. There he is. Oh, Mexican standoff, and Wolfwing comes out of that the better. Oh, let me just go and have a sit down for a moment. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what you call a close game, when you get the last kill in the game, when the timer says 0, 0, 0, 0. Couldn't really cut it much finer. Let's have a look at the stats. Ooh, that was a little bit close. Anyway, Ace Tanker, Spotter, Duelist, Fire for Effects, Top Gun, and an Orlix medal, which you don't see every day, which is what you get for going around in your light tank and killing 2 or more enemy tanks that are a higher tier than you. Hurrah! It's always fun to get one of those. Yeah, it was a nice result at the end of the day. 1,644 damage, 6 kills, 1,203 XP, which for a tier 6, yeah, I mean, there are lower ace tankers, or there used to be. It's not huge amounts for an ace tanker, but I just thought it was an entertaining game. Commiserations to Toxicity in his IKV there. 5 kills on top of his team there. By XP, not enough to pull the win out of the bag, unfortunately. And also we have to have a shout out for Lord Vader there, Vader 108 in his Super Hellcat, just because he made me smile. And Sirloin of beef. Anyway. Whew, 23 shots fired, you can tell it's a light tank, can't you? 15 hits, 15 pens, 1,644 damage. About half of it from close range and half of it from long range. 4 hits received, 3 penetrated, 1 did not. Luckily, if that shot had hit the mark, that game would have been lost, or at least it would have been a draw. Bit of splash from some artillery there. 3 enemy vehicles spotted, 8 damage, 6 destroyed, 1,401 assistance damage, 3.24 kilometers travelled. Battle duration, 15 minutes exactly. Mwah, perfect. And like 50,000 credit profit and a bunch of XP. Lovely. Very nicely done there. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that pair of games courtesy of Wolfwin. Hopefully, my voice will survive to be able to record again one day. We shall see. I hope you guys are all enjoying yourselves, being productive, or whatever. Like I say, it's half term here. I've taken the week off to go and explore, and then we're all ill again, so yeah. Anyway, hope you guys are enjoying, and as ever, I wish you very happy hunting on that battlefield. Ciao, ciao.